Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Would you like to hear about some comic books? Would you like to hear about some graphic novels? Maybe some cartoons, some comic strips. All right. So I want to talk about some representation. Before I shout out our city, I know Indiana's represented by the Scots. We got some Cincinnati coming in. Anywhere else? Anyone? Well, that's last. That'll be last. Anywhere else? All right, how about a shout out for Columbus? Let's hear it. All right, so good evening. My name is Jay Kalagayan. I am your executive director for tonight and tonight only. We're thrilled to bring you the 10th Cartoon Crossroads Columbus Festival. The 2024 edition will be the best yet, boasting legends in the comics medium, emerging talents from an array of countries, backgrounds, and perspectives. So we'd like to, first off, thank our partners for those people that make this happen. Let me get through the whole list before we do amazing applause for them. The Billy Ireland Cartoon Library and Museum, the Wexner Center for the Arts, Columbus College of Art and Design, the Columbus Museum of Art, the Columbus Metropolitan Library, the Laughing Ogre, Gateway Film Studies, Pop Culture Studies at Ohio State University, and AAEC, Association for American Editorial Cartoonists. Can we give them all a round of applause? All right, there's some additional support provided by Drawn and Quarterly, the Ohio State Energy Partners, OSU Institute for Japanese Studies, and Avery Hill. Can we give them a little applause as well? Next up, we got our sponsors. We got GCAC, the Greater Columbus Arts Council, White Castle, UBS, the Ohio Arts Council. We got Columbus Dispatch, dispatch.com, Orange Barrel Media, WCBE, and of course, Seventh Sun Brewing Company, who is hosting us tonight. Can we give them all a round of applause? Now, I want to do a shout out to Nikki and Matt, Nicolette's Cinema. They are the ones who are recording tonight, and they, with their help, we've been able to do over 100 hours of programming on our YouTube site, and that's there archived for people to see pretty much forever. So can we give them a round of applause? So our festival and organization has grown in size and stature since Jeff Smith, Vijaya Iyer, and Lucy Shelton Caswell co-founded and held the show way back in 2015. And I have the honor of introducing Lucy, who's going to come up and say some words.
When we started talking about all this, it was sort of, well, if we give a party, will they come? And I cannot tell you how joyful we are that we're at our 10th anniversary and that all of you are here and that we are going to have the most fabulous show yet this year. It's just terrific. So I want to say special thank you to Jay. We hope we'll still see him around, even though he's not going to be actually with us all the time. So, Jay, we are grateful for all that you've done. And I would like to say welcome to Will Haupt, who is our interim executive director. So Will is gonna guide us through this year, and we're so happy that he's a longtime volunteer. He won me over when he started talking in detail about the first year. So he's been with us all the time. It's really wonderful. I would also like to thank our venue partners. Jay just read the names, all of the various institutions in town who have continued to work with us to make CXC what it is. But most of all, thank you for coming. Thank you for supporting CXC. And I'm going to hand it off to Jay again. Thank you, Jay.
Lucy, everyone. So Jeff couldn't make it with us tonight. He wishes he could be with us, but he sent this message.
Welcome, everyone. Thanks for coming out to tonight's event.
This is usually one of my favorite things that I do all year is have this event where we get to talk about all the great people we have lined up for this year's show. And this year's show, it was going to be the 10th CXC. Cartoon Crossroads Columbus is celebrating its 10th anniversary. I'm very excited about that. I missed last year because of my heart attack. But thanks to the EMTs and thanks to my wife Ajay, who kept me alive but until the EMTs got there and took care of me after that, I am almost fully recovered. I'm going to be fine, and I will be there this year for the 10th anniversary of CXC. Just a couple of things before we get started. First, this event, the announcement of our guests for 2024, will be the last for our executive director, Jay Kalagayan. Jay came in and helped lead us out of the pandemic. You know, we were doing video shows. I mean, it was just crazy stuff we were doing. And he helped us get back to an in-person festival, and he did a very good job at it. Jay is stepping down to work on behalf of some personal projects, including a graphic novel. So I'm looking forward to that. And on behalf of everyone at CXC, we want to thank Jay and thank him for what he did and give him the best of luck for the future. We have a new interim director, Will Haupt, who's been a board member, will be taking over Jay's job until we can find someone else to take it. He's been a part of CXC for years, and I think he's going to do a very good job. So before I hand this over to Ben and Craig, I want to thank Evan Salazar for his fantastic CXC poster he made, which is, I think, is delightful. Evan was the Emerging Talent winner last year at CXC in 2023. So now that that's out of the way, let's please welcome the heads of our programming, Ben Toll and Greg Campbell. Take it away, guys.
Hey, well, thank you guys all for coming. Actually, we're going to take a temporary backseat for a second and hand off our announcements for our guests. We're going to start with Kevin. Come on up, Kevin. Let's hand the mic to Kevin.
Hello, everyone. I'm Kevin Necessary. I'm the Vice President of the Association of American Editorial Cartoonists, and I'm the manager of the John Loker Memorial Fellowship. We are now partnering with CXC. We are bringing our inaugural fellow. Her name is Alexandra Bowman. She is an editorial cartoonist. She's a recent graduate of George Washington University, and she is an amazing editorial cartoonist. She is, someone who is, leading the way into the future. And from this point on, AAEC, with the help of the Billy Ireland Museum and CXC, will be bringing the John Loker Award winner or fellowship winner to CXC as a special guest. So I hope that in October, or September, I hope everyone will welcome Alexandra, and we will be creating this wonderful program, going forward in the future. And I am very excited to be here and to see everyone in September. So thank you.
And the next person we got is L. Pidge. L. Pidge is a longtime friend of the show, and we're super stoked to have them for our 10th show of CXC and celebrating their new release of Infinite Wheat Paste. They hold a special place in my heart, especially since they work as an art educator, and we are always excited to have them at CXC. Next up, we have Nate Powell. Now, Nate Powell is a friend of CXC. Nate Powell is a friend to many of us in this room. But Nate Powell is also a juggernaut of a cartoonist. Swallow Me Whole, banger. Come Again, banger. March, an insightful look into the life of a man who has changed the world through radical action and public service. This year, Nate has released Lies My Teacher Told Me and Fall Through. 2 books in a 2-month window. If you feel like you are working hard enough,
Well, you should meet Nate Powell. So we're really excited to have him here and celebrate him and all the work he does in cartooning. So Nate Powell, y'all. And the next person I'm going to meet is, unfortunately, they couldn't make it tonight. They are feeling under the weather, but specifically, Raf Rosado. Raf is a friend of the community, a leader, an organizer. You may know him specifically for his work, Giants Beware, but this year we're going to celebrate his most recent works, Call Me Iggy. We're excited to have Raf as a special guest this year, and we are excited to celebrate his achievements in the past year as well as the years prior to that. So thank you, Raf, wherever you are. And you just heard from the man himself, Jeff Smith. So shout out to Jeff. So this man kind of needs no introduction, especially because I think he was just introduced. But, you know, you're familiar with his work from Bone. You are familiar with Tukey, Razzle. He does everything, and he is mad supportive. He is a cornerstone of what we do here. So shout out to Jeff, and I'm really excited that he's a special guest this year. All right, and I just wanted to make an announcement specifically about what's going on in the Gateway during the opening night. Join us for our CXC opening night reception at the Gateway Film Center featuring this year's edition of Ohio Animation Showcase. Gather with our friends and meet new ones over the Gateway and a new Gateway CXC signature cocktail. Volunteers will be available to help you make your plans to experience CXC's panels, expos, and after parties. Reception followed by a welcome from CXC staff at 7:15 p.m. Of course, those details will be available soon enough. And be there for our first presentation, Ohio Animation Showcase. The screening will be at 7:30. This year's edition is curated by Kangman Lim, Vincent Alexander, and Raf himself. So I'm also super excited about this. This is one of my personal favorites. So Kate Beaton has always been one of my personal heroes. Now, Kate, I was initially introduced to Kate Beaton's through Hark, a Vagrant, and since then been following Kate's publishing work, following Kate on Twitter, and recently Kate has come out with the Eisner Award-winning Ducks. There is no sign of her stopping anytime soon, and we're really excited to have Kate Beaton as a special guest, and she's brilliant. So yeah, give her love.
Hi, it's me, Lauren with one N. Wow, thanks everybody. I work at the Laughing Ogre. If you've never been there, you should come. It's a really cool place. So we sponsored a guest this year. It's who's got the little clickety clacks? It's Chip Zdarsky, everybody. He's known for these books that you see here, as well as many others. Daredevil he wrote. It's a pretty good run. Prison Funnies, Kaptara, Newburn. If you like crime comics, check it out. Anyway, he was banned from America last year, so we couldn't get him, but he's back, baby, and we got him. That's it. Get excited.
So I am really pleased to announce that one of our guests coming on the dime of the last dime, I've just been informed, of the pop culture program at Ohio State. Welcome to the humanities in the 21st century. But what a way to go out. One of my favorite cartoonists and somebody whose work is, I think, needs to be much better known, and who is going to be premiering a new book at the show is Maggie Umber. And she is the author of a book I've probably bought for 20 people over the years called Sound of Snow Falling, and she'll be premiering her new book, Chrysanthemum Under the Waves, about mourning and past lives at the show. She's very excited. I'm very excited to have her here. And as long as I'm here, I'll also mention that we are going to be having a symposium on Thursday and Friday in the Barnett Center, which is in the same building where the Talk and Teaches will be happening, and kind of right across the plaza on OSU campus from where the animation events and other events will be happening at the Wexner, that is dedicated in honor of the Billy Ireland to comics history, our favorite topic. And that program is still taking shape, but it's going to be some really interesting, eclectic, and surprising histories that people are digging up for us. So I hope you'll have a chance to stop by there between talk and teaches. Thanks.
Hi, everyone. I'm Caitlin McGurk. I'm the curator of comics and cartoon art at the Billy Ireland, and I'm too jet-lagged not to read from a piece of paper to announce our wonderful special guests. First up is Rupert Kennard. So, Rupert Kennard is a trailblazing cartoonist based in Portland, Oregon. Kennard is an openly gay writer, art director, award-winning graphic designer, illustrator, and political cartoonist. In 1976, he created the Brown Bomber, a teenage black gay fairy superhero who made his publication debut on the editorial pages of the Cornell College newspaper. With his iconic comic strip series Cathartic Comics, drawn under the most excellent pseudonym Professor I.B. Gettindown, Kennard became a pioneer in representing LGBTQ+ characters and narratives in mainstream media during the 1980s and 90s. Cathartic Comics also featured the first ongoing LGBTQ-identified African-American comic strip characters, the Brown Bomber and Diva Touche Flambe. Kennard's acclaims over his 50-year career are too many to list here, but I do want to also mention that he's one of the 5 artists featured in the full-length documentary No Straight Lines, The Rise of Queer Comics, which was created by long-time friend of CXC, Justin Hall. Okay, so next up, the Billy Ireland is thrilled to sponsor Bianca Eunice. Bianca is a boundary-breaking, award-winning, punk-loving cartoonist, writer, and educator based out of Chicago, whose comics primarily focus on the joys and plights of being Black in the 21st century. In 2020, Bianca became the first nationally syndicated non-binary cartoonist when they joined the comic strip Six Chicks. Eunice has collaborated with Vogue, The Washington Post, The Nib, The Believer magazine, and their debut graphic novel, Punk Rock Karaoke, just came out from Penguin Teen in April 2024, which we are very excited to celebrate with them. Thank you.
All right, keeping the momentum going. We're happy to have Ben Passmore here this year as a special guest. You might know Ben Passmore from his ongoing series, which I love saying out loud, Dayglow A-Hole, which is lovely. But also, whether it's through Sports is Hell or his editorial work through the Nib, amongst other publications, Ben Passmore is one of those cartoonists that we kind of always need, especially during times of turmoil, and I certainly don't think that this moment is any exception, so I'm really stoked to have Ben Passmore here as a special guest this year. Another name I'm really excited about is Cole Pauls. Being both a fan of... Oh, yes. Please. Yes. No need to rush through this. No need to rush. Being both a fan of pizza and punk rock, I'm certainly a fan of Cole Paul's work, Pizza Punks. We're especially excited to get spotlight on his recent project. I'm going to do my best to pronounce this. I know this is being videotaped, so I apologize. But... Dakwakata Warriors, book made with the goal of engaging with and preserving his native language, Southern Tushan. So we're really excited to have him fly down from Canada and join us and engage with his work, and I'm really stoked about that. Yeah, Cole Pauls, y'all. And this one, we have Sam Zabo. I'm really stoked about Sam. Whether it was Comics Will Break Your Balls or Girl Hell, it was always exciting to see Sam Zabo's new work break into the mini comic circuit, and it was especially exciting to see her debut graphic novel, Enlightened Transsexual Comics, hit the shelves to great acclaim. We are super stoked to have Sam Zambo join us on our 10th year of Cartoon Crossroads Columbus.
It really is me this time. Hi. Hello. I'm Lori McCubbin. I'm the chair of comics and narrative practice at CCAD. I am very excited about our workshop guest for CCAD this year. Is going to be actually two people, two amazing cartoonists, Tina Horn and Lisa Sterl. So Tina and Lisa right now are collaborating on a book called Deprog, which is, you can describe it as, there it is right there, a butch lesbian detective goes deep into the world of cults and stuff happens. And then, this is Tina's earlier work, Safe Sex, came out a couple of years ago, and which is, it has one of the best taglines, "Love is dangerous, bring protection." So I'm excited to have Tina here for the first time. Tina also has a book out, a book, called Why Are People Into That?, based on her sex advice podcast of the same name. And Lisa, as you can see, makes everything. And it's super exciting to have her as an actual guest of CCAD and also CCAD alumni. So super excited about having her. And yeah, I'm really excited to have them both as our workshop guests this year.
All right. Hello again, folks. If you would, please welcome to CXC, to his first appearance as a guest, Columbus-based cartoonist and educator and longtime show supporter, David Rickert. Where are you, David? All right. For years, David has used his comics in classrooms. Now he's appearing as a guest at CXC with his first full-length middle-grade graphic novel, Pizza, Pickles, and Apple Pie, the story behind the foods we love. I've read this, and it's fantastic, and I'm very excited that Dave will be here as a guest. All right. Also, moving along. Have you guys heard this crazy manga stuff? It's comics from Japan, apparently. So, thing is, these comics from Japan are in Japanese. And if you've read them in English, you've read the work of a translator, right? So if you've read, for example, an English translation of the Eisner Award-winning U.S. translation of The Mysterious Underground Men by Osamu Tezuka, or Seiichi Hayashi's critically acclaimed Red-Colored Elegy, you've read the work of a translator. In this case, CXC 2024 special guest, who is co-sponsored by OSU's Institute for Japanese Studies, Ryan Holmberg. And note, Ryan Holmberg's critically acclaimed book, The Translator Without Talent, that has been out of print for a while, will be coming back into print just for this event. So if you didn't get a copy, you'll be able to get it at the show. All right. Moving on, coming all the way from Montreal, Canada, the founder of the pioneering and influential indie comics publishing house Drawn and Quarterly. Please welcome Chris Oliveras to CXC. Chris will be here supporting his new historical comic, which is called Are You Willing to Die for the Cause? That he's been working on for the last, 4 years or so. It's a graphic novel about the early years of the Front de Libération Québec, which is a radical Quebecois separatist group. Speaking of Drawn and Quarterly, one of the things that we pride ourselves with here at CXC is really trying to represent comics in a lot of its different sort of formats and forms. One of those forms, in particular forms that you don't see at every comics event, one of those is single-panel gag cartoons. And one of the best single-panel gag cartoonists working today is the amazing Ed Steed, who will also be here. He will be here supporting his hilarious new collection from Drawn and Quarterly, which is called Forces of Nature, which is full of a lot of very, very funny stuff. So I'm very looking forward to him. I love gag comics, and I wish more gag cartoonists were out and about making the rounds. So I'm glad that Ed is here with us. And also, if you would, please welcome, coming all the way from Brussels, Belgium, with the help of Billy Ireland and also with the Ohio State Energy Partners grant, cartoonist Leonie Bischoff. Leonie's 2020 graphic novel biography, Anais Nin, A Sea of Lies, which is right there in the center, won the audience favorite prize at the Angoulême International Comics Festival, and has since been translated into English by Fantagraphics, who should also be here. This is really an amazing book. You kind of can't really tell from the cover, but the entire thing is drawn with those funky, like, colored pencils that have, like, multicolored leads in them. And I'm not making any promises, but I'm going to make a promise. I promise that I will badger her about doing a talk and teach in which she demonstrates how the heck she does this, because I don't really understand it. So she will be here, International Focus.
Hey, everyone. I'm Dave Philippi, head of the film department at the WEX. Our guest for 2024 is the animator An Jae-hoon. For many years, much of the studio animation work in Korea was for American films and television. Our guest worked on such shows as The Simpsons and Family Guy before starting his own studio, Meditation with a Pencil, which is dedicated to preserving the 2D hand-drawn approach to animation. His films tend to portray stories about traditional Korean life or Korean history. His films appear at animation festivals all over the world, but they really haven't been distributed or shown in the U.S. really to any degree whatsoever. He'll be visiting Ohio State for about a week in late September, and we're partnering with numerous departments across campus, including ACAD and East Asian Studies, on his visit. We'll show all four of his feature films between September 17th and the 29th. During CXC, we'll be presenting a masterclass with An on Thursday at 5 p.m., in which he will be in conversation with ACAD professor Kyung Swearingen, and that will be followed by a reception in the WEX lobby, and then we'll screen his 2010 film Green Days, best described as kind of a coming-of-age story with a number of kids' lives intersecting in fun and interesting ways. Of course, there'll be a Q&A following that screening.
All right, hi, I'm Alex from the library, and we are... So we are excited to be sponsoring a guest again this year, and it's somebody that we know very well because he's very popular with our young readers, Jerry Craft. So Jerry's graphic novels, New Kid, Class Act, School Trip, those have all been big hits ever since publication, like to the extent I looked it up today. There are no copies of New Kid checked in right now, and we own over 150 of them. He's a Newbery Medal winner, a Coretta Scott King Award winner, a New York Times bestseller. But again, like the big thing for us, it's really, that's what gets kids hyped, is like, this is somebody who they feel like understands what they're going through, to the tune of almost 5,000 kids checked out his books last year. So, and he loves working with kids. So we're just so pumped to have him here in Columbus, just to connect with readers in person. Jerry Craft.
All right, folks, thank you. Just a couple of more, and I'm happy to step on the mic here to wrap things up. First of all, these next three guests are going to be very easy. It's a pretty easy gig because I can pretty much assume everyone in this room, if you're interested in comics, knows who these people are. Start things off, I don't even know how to summarize in 30 seconds the remarkable career of this just incredibly important figure in the history of comics. The publisher and editorial director of Toon Books, art director of The New Yorker since 1993, where she has overseen over 1,000 covers for the magazine, all done by some of the best cartoonists in the business. Co-founder of Raw magazine. She was here for CXC for year 1, and she's coming back for year 10. Please welcome Francois Mouly. There's some bookstores. There we go. They will be debuting, I believe, one, if not two books at the show. So I'm really excited about that. And Toon Books will be setting up, and they will have their own cadre of guests as well. And speaking of being here at CXC for year 1 and also coming back for year 10, winner of the Angoulême International Comics Festival Prize for Best Foreign Album Award, winner of the Eisner Award, the Los Angeles Times Book Prize, the Pulitzer Prize, and many other honors, including playing himself on The Simpsons. Please welcome a cartoonist who's almost single-handedly responsible for bringing comic books out of the toy closet and into literature shelves, co-founder of Raw Magazine, author of Breakdowns, In the Shadow of No Towers, Open Me, I'm a Dog, and something else. Mouse, Art Spiegelman. Our final guest is via sponsors, CCAD, of which I'm also affiliated. Loosely affiliated. So finally, this cartoonist will be launching his multi-city North American tour at CXC. This will be a tour celebrating the 20th anniversary of his seminal work, which is first and foremost a comic, but then became a major motion picture from Edgar Wright, and is now a successful Netflix series. It's called Scott Pilgrim. Please welcome Brian Lee O'Malley. And just a little word of warning, unless you are headed to San Diego Comic-Con next month, you heard of this thing as some sort of competition for us, SDCC, some other event? Unless you're headed to San Diego Comic-Con next month, there's only one comics festival where you're going to be able to rub elbows with Brian Lee O'Malley. And that's CXC 2024 right here in Columbus, Ohio, AKA Comic City, USA. Thank y'all.
How do you follow that up? I have no idea. But I do want to thank Ben, Craig, Jeff, and our incredible programming committee. Hours and hours of Zoom and lots of emails. This list represents so much time and energy and some great creativity. I want to do an additional thanks to all our volunteers, our committee members, our board members. We really appreciate all of the work everyone's going to be doing, have done, and will be doing up until the festival. Can we give them a hand, please? All right, so similarly, we believe here at CXC that the festival should be free, open, and accessible to the public. So you can ensure that CXC continues to be free. We depend on the support from our community, including our foundations, our corporate sponsors, and individuals like you. So with the announcement of our 2024 special guest lineup, we are kicking off a fundraising campaign. In honor of our 10th show, board members have pooled resources to match donations up to $10,000. Every gift, every dollar you give gets doubled until the end of June. So please give. We also have posters. We also have volunteer signups at the table in the back there. Just get involved and mark your calendars for September. Thank you so much for coming tonight, and we'll see you in the fall.